I do a lot of travel for work, and let me show you the breakdown of what it takes to fly with, what is it, like 300 pounds worth of gear. All right, so I work as a traveling DP, and it's very important to be concise with your bags. I try and limit my grip and lighting equipment to about 2 to 3 checked bags, and I have all of my essential items, camera, batteries, lenses, all with my carry-on. So this think tank roller has been a beast, and I love how I've been able to pack it out. Downside, it's pretty dang heavy with all the batteries and the lenses in it. I think when I weighed this guy out, it was about 54 pounds. Definitely a bit of a pain to hoist this bag up into the overhead bins on the airplane, but I make do. It's definitely worth it to not worry about your lenses on a checked bag or, you know, your camera body getting tossed around. So I like having it on hand where I can keep eyes on it from point A to point B. So let me open this up and give you a little bit of a shout on how I've arranged my setup. There's a lot going on. So center compartment here, I usually keep with batteries. I've got an A7S3 with a 24 to 105. There's the Sigma Cine glass. I actually have 4 lenses here. There's the 85, the 20, the 50, and underneath the 50, a little padded protection, is the 35. So definitely packing a lot here, but that's not it for lenses. Actually, in this compartment up here, I have a Mavic 3 Pro, and underneath that is a 70 to 200. So really packing this bag out. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lenses in total. Underneath the RC Pro controller for the drone is the FX6. I have the power supply unit in this little pouch right in front of the camera. Here's a lav pack that I have extra stickies, microphones, batteries, transmitter and receiver, SDI HDMI cables. Over here is all of the ancillary items like the support monitor, the top handle, and I even have a little 1.4x teleconverter for the 70 to 200. And the trusty hand grip. Center compartment here, I have a couple filters, CPL, ND, chargers. I have 2 drone batteries, 4 of these DJI Transmission batteries, so I can have one for the transmitter and receiver set, and 2 of these IDX BPU batteries to power the FX6. What I love with working with the FX6 is it's very power conservative. So the FX9 will drain through twice as many batteries in the same amount of filmed hours. On top of that, I've got ND for the drone, ND for the camera, charger for the drone, batteries. I usually rig my camera out with a SmallHD Cine 5, and I use these NPF batteries. Works out great. But that's roughly how I go about stacking out my my camera bag. Now let's build out the camera. Alright, so here's how I have the rig kind of going so far. Cineglass, matte box, follow focus, great. SmallHD monitor, I much prefer that to the stock monitor. Way better to pull focus for, and especially if I'm just relying on a manual focus lens, I need as much help as I can get. I normally have a different magic arm for the DJI Transmission unit, but I forgot a component, and I'm making do. I have a little 3/8 to 1/4 inch spigot, and it works actually great. So I'm able to sit the transmission right above the back end of the camera, and I've got this small coily HDMI cable, Condor Blue HDMI cable. But the coily HDMI cable comes up and feeds my director's monitor. I have SDI feeding my SmallHD monitor, powering the camera off of a BPU. It's doing great. I've got a really big battery on the SmallHD, and that usually gets me about a half day. So I got 2 of those that I usually kind of flip-flop between. And this is a basic setup. Oh, I did forget one thing. So I normally set up a shotgun microphone right here. So give me 1 second and I'll build that out. There we go. So nice directional shotgun microphone at the front, not interfering with the matte box. And yeah, so this is my general rig for how I run and gun with the FX6. And it feels pretty solid. Now this has been one of my favorite camera supports as well. This SAC system, it's actually pretty handy. So when I settle up here, I can be positioned in a way where I can have access to the follow focus comfortably, and I can just sit and really get comfortable with how I'm approaching my filming. Got one hand on the hand grip here. I can tuck my elbows in tight. All the weight's transferred to the strap. And this has been one of my favorite verite sort of dock coverage style setups. So yeah, a little follow focus action. Cool.